Hey everyone, welcome to the show.
Hello, Kat. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I am doing pretty well. Can't complain.
Yeah, same. I feel like all the days just blend in together.
It's all just one day. I don't know.
Time is just in a loop. I don't even know. Have we done this episode before? I feel like I'm having deja vu.
Everything is deja vu right
Yeah.
now. Oh man, it's crazy. I have so much respect for people who work from home because I don't know how they stay on top of it, and they have to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
Like I have nothing going on all day, so it's okay for me to not know what day it is or what I'm supposed to do, like for podcast stuff. But like people who actually work from home, I could not imagine.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, it does require a lot of like dedication, and like I have ADD, so I am like, I see so many things and I'm just like put off task really easily, but I don't know, I managed to get stuff done. I do like...
This explains why we're texting each other at like 9:55 on a Monday night, and the podcast is supposed to go live at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, but hey, it always gets done.
It does. One way or another.
I was that kid in school that would... Every paper I ever had to write was like done last minute, but it was like my best work was like
your
the night
best
before.
One, right?
It was the night before.
I am. And I know this about myself, so I'm like, oh, it's fine. Like I work so well under pressure.
I do too.
And then I'm pulling my hair out, and I'm wondering why I do this to myself every freaking week. But sure enough, like. There'll be times that we have the audio file for something weeks ahead of time, and we still wait until the last minute. Like it's last week, I was pushing it. Like, so bad. Man.
It gets hard. I respect the people that like sit and edit multiple like shows, because literally I am just staring at this screen of our audio, taking out, little bits here and there and making sure everything sounds good. And it is, as far as like my concentration goes, it is so hard. And I can't be on my phone. I can't do both. I can't listen because I have to look at the audio. I have to be able to cut stuff really quickly. So I can't. And usually I listen to it at like a speed rate of like, I don't know, 1.5 or something. So it's going pretty quick. And man, it's hard. I have to just sit there and stare at this screen, but it gets done.
Which does not happen because you're texting me the whole time, or I'm on Instagram while I'm supposed to be working. And I see you commenting on stuff on Instagram, and I'm thinking to myself, "Hey, isn't she supposed to be editing or something?"
Well, here's the thing: I might be like doing some of the like quality stuff, so. If that's the case, I usually like hit the setting and then I have to wait like for a few minutes. So then I hop on like Insta. Yeah.
Right. You seem to be doing that a lot. Look, no judgment. We're in the same boat. Like, I feel like if we quit texting each other while we're doing
we probably
the podcast,
get a lot.
We would get it done so quickly. But all we do is text each other on a Monday night and complain about why we procrastinate.
I know, it's sad. It's very sad. Y'all should feel very special listening to this. It's a miracle we're still on the podcast.
Oh, it really is for two procrastinators.
Yeah,
it really is a miracle. Sure. And we've been consistent on 2 a week, like since we've both been home.
Yeah,
so.
I don't feel like I've been. I feel like we've managed it pretty well. Like I don't feel overwhelmed by 2 now, like I used to. But of course, like
also,
I'm not
working.
I'm not working. So that does have something to do with it. But I actually like I like this 2-episode a week. We've been, we've had so many great people on.
This has been so fun. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's not fun. Like, it's a very serious situation. I feel like I don't have to do a disclaimer because people know us well enough to know what we mean. But just in case. Like, but it really has been fun. We've gotten to speak to so many amazing people that, like, it would have taken us much longer to kind of schedule and things like that before.
Absolutely.
It's been awesome. I've loved, like, the last few weeks.
Well, before we jump into the episode, let's do a quick wristwatch check.
What are you wearing?
Oh, yeah. What am I? I was asking you.
Oh.
There was like a long pause. I'm actually wearing the Manta Ocean King, the date. The no date Manta Ocean King gilt dial. I don't know why I can't talk tonight. Yeah, so I got this watch.
I love that watch.
And for those, like, I know a lot of people have been asking, this is actually mine. I bought one myself, so it surprised me because, I've said on the show that I am not the biggest fan of no date watches, and my mind has completely changed with this watch. And I've always admired them. Like, I like the Black Bay 58 and some of the older subs that are no date as well, because they're so simple, and I think it works really well with a diver. I think on a watch that's more casual, I do like having the date because it adds a little something to it. But on a watch that already has a complication on it, it actually looks nice. So, yeah, I'm loving this watch. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm also a big fan of dates, but because
we use them,
right, a lot. I had the Ocean King with the gilt dial for a week, and I didn't mind not having a date. Now, given I wasn't working,
yeah.
So,
that's true. That's true.
That was a big.
Maybe that's why I like this. Because I bought this as I've been home. I'm gonna go back to work and be like, shit. I should have.
What day it is, not what date.
Just the day of the week. That's all we need at this point.
That's all I really need. Like, or just let me know if it's like Monday, like if it's like Monday, Tuesday, or if it's Wednesday, Thursday. Like,
yeah,
I need to know somewhere kind of ish. If it weren't for Instagram hashtags, there'd be several days that I had no idea what day it is.
Yeah.
But like, I get up in the morning and I get on Instagram, and then you just start seeing like a bunch of either Speedmasters or half watch pictures, so it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
You see, blue watches all over the place. Well, it must be Monday, Thank you, Instagram users, for letting me know what day of the week it is.
Yeah, I've been definitely wearing a lot of G-Shocks lately. I've been wearing the Seiko King Turtle. It's got a day-date complication on it, and it's been helpful. I mean, I do tend to reach for those a little bit more than some of my other watches, just because that I know, like, especially like the midweek, like the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't ever know.
It's
I'm really
just
confused.
The blur days.
Yeah. Like, I always know when it's Friday, even when I'm here. Like, I know when it's Friday. But all the others are just whatever.
Well, speaking of G-Shocks, I am not saying anymore that I will not buy any watches because this always bites me in the ass. And you brought to my attention this really amazing NASA G-Shock that, of course, I had to buy immediately the other night.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I quit. Like, I'm not saying it. I said that last year, and then I bought the Stova, and I said that like literally last episode, and now I'm buying a watch.
That's why I don't say anything anymore.
No, I'm not. I understand the people who keep secrets now. Like, yeah, that's the best about.
Yeah. It is a really cool watch, and I saw a lot of people jumped on it too. And it said it was a limited edition, but the funny thing was that, like, I could not find the limited number anywhere. So I mean, for all we know, like
18,000
exactly. Instead of 100,000, they're doing like 18. So,
but they were U.S. exclusives.
Yeah,
so
that was pretty cool.
I mean,
it is a really cool one, and
cool.
If they're still available here in the next few days, I might pull the trigger on one. Not even for myself. I think it's a great, like, I have a couple of brothers who are really into NASA stuff, so it could be a really cool gift. And they always love my G-Shocks. So I felt like I already had two. I don't know. I mean, you can never have enough G-Shocks.
But after a while, I get it. Like, and so this one's like all white, and I have the all white.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
G-Shock. But I mean, that one's a little dingy, so that's the one
Yeah.
that I'll wear like to work
This will
out
be your
and stuff.
nice one.
This one I probably won't. Yeah, this is my fancy G-Shock.
Yeah.
No, but this one I really probably won't wear that much, honestly. Realistically, Tyler will probably just steal it from me.
Yeah,
and
he'd
wear
probably
most of the
love
time.
it because he's into
yeah.
space.
Yeah, and I think he's not really into like mechanical watches right now. He's like in the quartz phase. So
I mean, he's a kid.
I think that he would. Yeah, I mean, it's the convenience of picking it up, especially when he's gone for half the week. So, there's the convenience in picking it up.
Yeah.
And it works.
I see him stealing that one from you real quick.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll steal it back. But
yeah.
In his defense, I think I have his Hamilton in my watch box right now because I was wearing it the other day. So, it's fair.
It's okay. You guys
They're
can
all
share.
in the same house.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
I don't share. My husband knows. He doesn't even ask. Sorry.
He knows better.
He knows better.
So funny.
I think like we were talking about this the other day. So he does not like divers, period. And of course, like I don't know, maybe 90% of what I own is divers. He's like, I bet you like divers just because you know that I don't like them and I'm not going to wear them.
It seems like a good logic.
I mean, it might be true. It might be like, the subconscious thing. Let me buy something I know he hates so he doesn't ever want to wear it.
I mean, I totally could see that logic. Why not? It sounds genius.
Yeah.
It sounds super smart.
So what are you wearing today?
I am wearing I'm wearing my White Planet Ocean and I have it on the Barton Elite silicone strap.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's the one you posted a picture of yesterday, today, recently.
One of those days. Yeah. Recently. We'll say that. Like it's so comfortable. I am a big, like, I rarely take that watch off of the mesh bracelet because I love the mesh bracelet. And I put this strap on there about a week and a half ago. And it's all I've worn it on since. So
it's super cool. I like that combo. And those like the rubber straps that they offer, those Elite, like I don't know about, they have like two different kinds, but the Elite rubber or silicone strap has like this curvature to it, so it forms super nice on the wrist. It's
so I love how flexible it is. Mm-hmm. I have a few other rubber straps, and even the OEM Omega rubber strap, there's just not as much flexibility to it. Yeah. Like I see it's this Spartan strap being super comfortable, like to do anything in. Like it just, I see it kind of breathing a little bit easier. Like, so when it's really hot outside, I think it'll be much more comfortable. I'm excited. And then it's the gray, and it has that really pretty pop of like teal underneath of it, and I love it.
Yeah. It's really cool. I like the way that they do like the two-tone, like
another
color on the underside of the strap. Those are really pretty. It looks great on your PO too.
Thanks. I love it.
All right. Well, we have a fun show
today. It's just us two, and no watch review, like no nothing. It's just us.
But we wanted to come to you today. It's just us two, no guests. So this weekend was the Watches and Wonders, which is a pretty big deal as like not much else is happening this year. So there were some fairly fancy watches that came out.
Super fancy.
I don't know. Like they're just fancy.
Well, I think it's, I was so excited, and I think so many of us were so excited because nothing else is going on. And, when you have everything that's getting canceled and all of the drama that's going on with Baselworld, I think that this just it was a breath of fresh air because it's nice to see that brands are still doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it was nice to see that a traditional industry, like the Swiss watch industry, is so like stuffy traditionally, especially at these higher end price points. And it was nice to see them embracing the digital age and embracing the internet. And I mean, it had problems. Like I think everybody at one point complained about not being able to get onto the website.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of going to happen with something like this. But I did find it really refreshing to see a change in that mindset from tradition. to adapting to kind of what the world is throwing at them.
Yeah, I think this is a good test run to see how it does, and it seemed to do fairly well. Just from what I saw on Instagram over the last few days, a lot of people took well to the releases. In my opinion, it could have been done a little bit better. I had a hard time keeping up with what was coming out, and it was kind of hard to find that information. And I feel like their website could be a little better. But again, I think that for the most part, it was done really well. And shout out Hodinkee, because they really covered it fairly well as far as like the big media outlets go, and they had a lot of stuff that was up to date. But then it kind of stopped yesterday. We talked about that a little together. There wasn't as many releases on their website as there were Friday,
because everybody put them out a day early. I'm really confused as to how
I was very confused too.
I think a lot of people were, because I know like I think Adrian had posted something on his Instagram about, having still been in an embargo with his press releases that he had, but yet the brands are putting out, all of the watches.
Yeah, so I wonder
like,
what
the watches
made
are
them
there,
do
but
that.
you can't report on them.
Yeah, I wonder why they did that. Why they went ahead. Maybe because people were anxious, people were waiting, but again, that doesn't really sit well with your media, groups that are waiting to release this information and that have written articles, and then you're doing it a whole day early. Maybe they're not ready. I don't know. It was kind of weird.
It was weird. Yeah, and again, like the website was definitely a little bit more difficult to keep a hold of. I did like all of the videos on the website, though.
The videos were nice.
Where you had a lot of the brands, brand presidents and things like that come, just record a short video just speaking about, their new releases or kind of what's going on with them in the industry right now. I thought it brought a human aspect to these brands, because let's face it, these are not little brands. These aren't, and they're not inexpensive brands. They're brands that are traditionally very, they're definitely not inexpensive. But they're brands that are traditionally very quiet when it comes to speaking out publicly.
Mm-hmm.
Brands that really stick to a tradition. So it was nice to see the humanity side of these brands. It's not just, a big corporation or whatever. Like there's a face behind it. And I thought that it was a really nice touch for sure.
Yeah, I agree. One thing I've always been curious about with these shows, and instead of a watch brand coming out with, a new release at some point in the year on their own, where they have all of the attention, with these shows, sometimes everything tends to get overshadowed. And we've talked about this before. I could definitely see that with some stuff that was coming out. It was being overshadowed by this and that. And there was a couple that were released that I think definitely stole the show as far as, all of the releases together. But I kind of feel bad for some of those. I shouldn't really say smaller, because none of them are actually really that small. But there were some smaller brands that I did think got overshadowed a little bit, and it just makes me it makes me wonder, like if I was a part of this brand that was making the decision to be in a show or to kind of do my own release, and granted, a lot of their eyes are going to be on the show and the website, so I see where they're going to get a lot of attention from that. But I don't know, sometimes I think with some of these other brands, they could easily like do their own release like at some point in the year and just surprise everybody and do just as well, because they're not competing with anybody else either.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just that's my 2 cents.
No, I think that'll be the interesting thing going forward, is seeing how this show does, being a digital platform, and maybe these brands who don't want to make the kind of commitment, that Swatch Group did, or that, Seiko and Grand Seiko, or that Grand Seiko did. Maybe they don't want to commit to doing a full-on show all to themselves.
Yeah.
But maybe they find it worth it just to do an online premiere. And, the reality is that they have press pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So media coverage isn't as big of a deal as what I feel like a lot of people are making it out to be. A lot of times they have press pieces ahead of time. A lot of brands send these press pieces out before the shows even are. That way that, how do you think that they get these live on the wrist kind of articles and reviews that are actual reviews and not just a press release like the day of Basel World or the day of SIHH? They have these things ahead of time. So I think that these littler brands might find it worth it just to kind of do their own thing, kind of going forward. And not, it would be very frustrating to spend all of this money and throw an event and just kind of be overshadowed the whole time.
Yeah.
And yeah, you have the point of people going to the actual Watches and Wonders website, but the reality is that's not where most people are going to go. Most people are going to go to Hodinkee or Blog to Watch or Fortella to get what is coming out. That's where people get most of their news sources as far as industry related. We're just a special kind of people who go to like the actual source and scour each individual brand's website to see what's going on. I found the coverage to be a little difficult to keep up with, and I could see why, because just the way the releases were done, it was difficult to keep up with them. I think going forward, if this was something that was considered again, I think having maybe a designated time slot on the website for, okay, so, maybe we do 30 minutes this brand does their releases. That way, and they're done. You don't have to keep coming back to check for more releases later on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't terrible,
No.
but it wasn't all that great. I feel like overall, I mean, obviously we'll wrap it up at the end. I don't know. Overall, I was a little disappointed, but whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, I just I feel like I kind of expect more. Like there were some amazing watches that came out, but in looking kind of through everything, like as far as like I just really like to see brands that push the envelope in different ways, and it just seemed like a bunch of copy and paste the same watch, but let's put a new dial on it. Or there was a lot of let's bring this back, so I guess that trend is not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like technology, like you had Piaget who introduced the world's thinnest watch.
Oh yeah.
But technically they introduced that last year. They weren't going to mass produce it. I'm sorry, they introduced it in 2018, not last year. But the plan, it was like a concept. It's 2 millimeters, which I mean, so much respect to them because that is insane. Like I'm obsessed with
my fingernails bigger than that.
Right. Exactly. Like, and I'm obsessed with the Alta Finissimos, and this is substantially thinner.
I feel like I would break
to
it.
That.
I feel like I'd be so scared.
I'd be afraid to breathe on it.
I think that's like the thickness of my watch, right? Like the glass, the sapphire glass is probably 2 millimeters.
Yeah,
thick.
I saw somewhere what the actual like thickness of the crystal was, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah, so I wonder how durable it is then. That's crazy.
I saw it.
I mean, I'm sure they are not buying this watch to be the do anything, go anywhere type watch for sure.
Yeah. No, I would hope not.
But the technology, it's like, it is cool that you can make something that thin because you can.
Yeah. Well, and so now I will say, like, the cool thing about this is, again, they didn't think that they were going to be able to mass produce it. Now they can. So that's why it's introduced again. But it's fully customizable. Like, you can customize your choice in colors for the subdials, the movement plate, the hands, the strap. So, I mean, according to Piaget, there's over 10,000 possible combinations, which is kind of cool.
Oh, wow.
Also, that means you have to custom order your watch, and it's probably going to take forever to get to you.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find where I saw how thin the crystal was. It was 0.2 millimeters thick.
Oof, wow.
Don't breathe.
This is like a watch that I would like to see in the metal, just to see how thin it is, and for it not to for it to be a mechanical watch. I think that's just crazy.
Totally agree. Absolutely, totally agree. But yeah, it was. I mean, so that was one of the big technological, whatever advances. But again, it was something that had already technically been introduced. The other one is so Panerai extended they did the 70 years of Luminor collection.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've extended their warranty on only these watches to 70 years.
Yeah. Wow. If you keep your watch that long, I applaud you.
It seems like such a marketing ploy. Like,
yeah. Like, to me, I feel like they should have just said lifetime warranty at this point for 70 years. I mean, just go ahead and do the lifetime. I know technically this watch could obviously live much longer than that. Yeah, and we talked about too, like, is this transferable? Can you, like, if you buy this watch and sell it, like, do you transfer that over? And I don't know. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you fill out.
If you die, does somebody else get the warranty? I don't know. But you know, my thing is like, okay, you know, extending the warranty out is cool, but you've not done anything to really justify having a longer warranty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like one of the really cool things about when Omega extended their warranty and when Rolex extended their warranty,
or IWC too,
and a lot of these
last year, I think.
Yeah, like there were technological advances
Mm-hmm.
that meant that their watches can withstand this amount of time, and this is why they say this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me a Luminor is not going to need service in 70 years.
Yeah.
You know, I would have much rather seen, like I said, it just seems like a cheesy, you know, marketing grab. I mean, it's fine, whatever. I'll just keep getting it serviced, but yeah,
I think that's a good.
I mean,
like,
the watches are cool.
You don't have to worry about getting it serviced, and I think, or as far as like the cost of getting it serviced, and I think that's the gimmick there.
Yeah.
Whereas these watches potentially could have been a little bit expensive to service. I don't have any experience with Panerai. I'm not sure how difficult the movements are to work on. I know they do have some in-house stuff. I wonder what their warranty is now. Like how often they recommend a service. Like if it's every 2 to 3 years, it's probably good.
I don't know about service, but I think they do have a pretty decent warranty.
Yeah.
I can't remember on top of my head what it was. And I think that they've recently done where you can extend your warranty. Like, I think they recently changed their warranties and then are allowing people to extend their warranty if they had purchased theirs within so many years.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it is cool. Like I said, it seems more like, I hate to even include it as like an advancement because they didn't do anything other than just, you know, do some marketing. But I mean, to me, I think it just says kind of how disappointing a lot of this was, because I like to see pretty watches. I like to see cool complications, but I like to see things that are different. And I like to see brands that push the envelope as far as like material, like using a new material or, you know, developing some new technology. And like, we didn't see that over the weekend, and it was really disappointing to me.
Yeah, and these are the brands that you want to see that kind of thing with, because they have the money and the ability and the resources to do so. Not like, you know, Hamilton or Tissot, some of the other, you know, Swatch Group brands, or even, I mean, Omega's done really well. They did a lot last year, and so far this year they haven't done a ton. The verdict's still out on them. We'll see.
Yeah. No, they haven't released anything this year yet.
Yeah. I know.
They said that they were releasing the Apollo 13 later this year.
Yeah,
because I think that's what everybody was expecting, that to come out during this whole quarantine period. But
it would have been nice. I was really bummed out by that. That's something that I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I might have even pulled the trigger on it depending on the price of it. I'm afraid that it's going to be really, really expensive because they know they can charge a premium and people are going to pay for that. However, I really want a Snoopy. I just can't justify paying what they go for in the aftermarket. So getting my name down on a list and paying retail is the only way I feel like I can justify getting one. Right. I don't know. We'll see what happens and what it looks like. Hopefully I don't butcher it. I don't know. They butchered plenty of other things. Messed up with Bond, in my opinion. I won't go into that.
Kat, tell us how you really feel.
I mean... Okay, so the Bond Seamaster, I don't mind it. It's not my favorite. And actually, it's getting uglier to me as I see more pictures of it. It's not getting better. It's getting worse.
It's growing on me a little bit.
No, it's getting worse. At first, when it came out, I was like, oh, that's not bad. And now I'm like, oh, that thing's kind of ugly.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, anyway.
Oh, wow. Anyway. Outside of Omega, who had nothing to do with the watch.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how that happened.
Kat she just let it out. It's fine. It's fine. I hope you got it all out.
This is a safe place.
This is a safe space. Yes, you can let your feelings out. We won't judge you too harshly.
But you will judge.
I mean, of course, just a little bit. Let's be honest.
All right. Well, so you tell everybody like what we're gonna do today, And because you kind of came up with this idea.
Yeah, well, so because it wasn't televised all over the place, and like downtown Nashville wasn't shut down like it was last year for it. It shut down for other reasons, but the NFL draft was this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it would be fun to do our own draft and each of us pick like basically what we would consider the top 3 watches of Watches and Wonders. Draft style, so like once something's gone, it's gone. You can't pick it. We might put a poll up on Instagram and see who has the better, 3-watch team. But yeah, I thought it would be just kind of fun to tie in with the draft. Honestly, I didn't even keep up with the draft at all, which sounds so terrible. So awful of me. But yeah, so that is what we are doing today. So I have a quarter, and we're recording separately, so we have to use the honor system here.
Okay. I'll trust you.
I will. Okay. So since I am going to flip it, you can call it. When you flip, do you flip how do you do your coin flips?
I don't know.
I feel like this is always a debate with somebody. It's the same with like rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, like how you're supposed to start it?
Just to be clear, you go rock, paper, scissors, shoot. So, yeah, so I will flip it and then flip it over in my hand. Let's just go. Realistically, I'm sitting on the floor in my closet. It's probably going to get lost somewhere. So, okay, so I will flip and you call it. Let's see.
Are you going to say flip when you flip?
Oh, shit. Hang on. Wait for it.
She lost it.
I did lose it. There's like one bag in my closet, and of course it fell into it. Okay. All right. So I have the coin after it's flipped. It's in my hand.
Okay.
What are you calling?
I'm going to call tails.
Tails? It is tails. So
wow.
you get to, you get to pick first.
Ooh.
All right. So for the very first round, very first pick of the Watches and Wonders draft, what watch do you pick?
So I picked and y'all, I'm gonna butcher the name, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all.
Sorry, y'all.
It is the Cartier Santos Dumont La Demoiselle, I think.
Oh my god, I was so scared for a minute.
Okay, because I'm sure you have. Do you have a? Sounds like you have a Cartier in your list.
I
as well.
do, and oh gosh. All right.
So better. This is the only Cartier that I have, so you should feel better. And this is the good. Limited edition. This has like the beige cream dial.
Ooh.
This is only a 30-piece limited edition, so it's super limited, which I have to give them credit because like a lot of times you see limited and there's like 2,000. So I actually do applaud brands that do a smaller limited watch. So this is actually in honor of Alberto Santos, and I think it's really cool. So where they usually have, I think it usually says Cartier on the 7, it says Santos instead.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice that, actually.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And they usually have that like on all of their pieces too. So this one's actually really cool, and there's like a really cool nice engraving on the back of the plane of one of his planes, and then on this one it's a little bit different. At the crown, I usually see Cartier with the blue stone, and they have a ruby red one on this one, which I really think is nice.
Yeah, I like the red. It pops.
Yeah, I really like this watch. It's a little different. I really like the cream dial and the silver indices. I think it really pops. And I actually like dig the strap. It's like a very casual, most of the time with like Cartier, you see these like really fancy, except for like, I guess some of the Santos have some like normal leather straps. But most of the time they're very dressy, in my opinion. And this is very casual, and I don't know, I dig it. This is something that
I agree.
If there was one watch out of everything that came out that I would actually buy and wear, it would probably be this watch. Now,
is it in steel? Oh no, it's in platinum. Never
mind.
It is.
Yeah, sorry. I'm going to the specs. It is in platinum. So no, I will not be buying this watch. But the only negative for me also, besides the price, is that this is an extra large size, which I don't know why they did it in the extra large, because for a square watch that's 46 millimeters, that's huge.
Yeah, that's big.
That's huge. I've tried on the medium Santos and I've tried on the large, and the large is actually like, it's big on me. So I can only imagine the extra large is super, super big. But it does come in this really nice fancy box. It comes with like super nice Cartier cufflinks with it, a leather watch traveling pouch. So you get like the whole package for $43,000. So it's not bad, right?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's a bargain.
It's
at
a bargain.
That price point.
No, but it is a beautiful watch.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous. I like how the pattern on the strap matches the pattern on the dial too.
It is.
I think that's a really nice subtle detail.
So apparently, like he used to wear these like Panama straws, like hats. So they kind of copied that design into the strap and the dial, which I think is pretty sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Santos. I actually have been looking at some of the medium-sized Santos on the stainless steel bracelet recently, but I've heard that they scratch really, really easy. So I'm interested, if you're a Santos owner and you're listening, send us a DM. Let me know how like easily they scratch, because I have been looking at these actually recently.
Yeah, I could see the scratching being an issue for sure.
Yeah. All right. So on to you, correct?
All right.
That's how this works?
Yep.
Okay.
So pick number 2, I'm going with the JLC Master Control Chronograph Calendar. This watch wins it. I don't care. Like, I can't believe you didn't pick it. This watch won.
I didn't pick it because I knew you were going to pick it.
Aw, you let my team beat you.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay.
That's so sweet. You really are ride or die, because I would have been so pissy if you picked my watch. Yeah, first of all, this is probably, one of the least expensive watches that came out other than the Panerai at $14,500.
Yeah.
But which I just can't believe. I love that they did this watch in stainless steel. It is absolutely stunning. So it is the first time that they have combined both a chronograph and triple calendar in the Master Control collection. It's perfect. It is like the dial layout is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for a moon phase. And what I love about Watches and Wonders this year is I feel like the moon phase was the most popular complication. I saw so many moon phase watches. Absolutely love it. So it's a 40 millimeter case, which is amazing just because like it's almost like there's a lot going on, but it's laid out so well that it doesn't look busy at all. Like you have the moon phase. Around the moon phase, you have the dates. You also have a pulsometric, or you have the pulsometer on the dial as well.
Yeah.
The chronograph, of course. You have the dates, the day, and the month too. It's so gorgeous. I think this watch wins hands down best watch that came out of Watches and Wonders.
Yeah. It was definitely a winner.
Incredible.
I think a lot of people, I saw this on a lot of Instagrams as the favorite, especially,
sure.
I think, was it Friday? I think this was one of the ones that came out Friday.
I think
yeah, it definitely won the hearts of many, and there's a good reason for it because it's a damn fine watch. Like, it looks great. It's beautiful.
It's just stunning. Absolutely beautiful. I love the pops of blue steel as far as like some of the like the second hands and then your chronograph hands. I just think all the color works very well together here.
Yeah. And it looks like, to me, it looks like this may be all polish. I don't see any brush.
Yeah, it looks pretty heavily polished.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie there.
No, I mean, and I think that's a good thing.
No. The sides of the case are
It is
brushed.
the sides. Okay.
Yeah, which is good because that's where I hit my watches.
Yeah. I know. I think it's a good thing that it's mostly polished because I think with a silver dial like that, kind of the same way with my Grand Seiko, the polish really makes everything pop and catch the light.
Yeah.
I think in the flesh, this watch is going to be absolutely stunning because of that. No, it is beautiful. Because, I mean, when you think about everything that's included, you would think, oh gosh, it should have a very cluttered dial, but it doesn't. Everything looks very clean.
No,
everything is very spread out. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. It's incredibly clean, especially in a 40 millimeter case size. Like, it's very clean.
That's very wearable. So. Like, very kudos to them for making a watch like this in a size that's appropriate for most people.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it could very easily have been, some 44 millimeter chronograph, and that would have been out of the range for a lot of people's wrists. So, no, I think that's great.
All right, pick round 2.
Round 2.
Pick one.
All right, so my second pick is the Vacheron Constantin Overseas Perpetual Calendar Ultra Thin Blue with gold.
No. Dang it!
Sorry.
Oh,
I didn't think you were going to pick this one.
I wasn't going to pick. You said the blue?
Yeah, the blue.
I was going to go with the skeleton, but I can't pick it now.
Oh, you can't even go with another variant?
No, because that would be too easy.
I have a feeling we're going to, like, I think we have the same one for our third pick, though. Well, so this watch is not entirely new. Actually, last year they came out with the blue dial. But the blue dial was not available on the gold. It was only available with, I think, leather and I think rubber was the other option. But so this year they did it with the gold bracelet. And I'm just like, it's a rose gold too. And I'm just like so into gold right now. I'm so into gold. This watch is just stunningly beautiful. I'm a huge fan of the overseas. And the perpetual calendar. I mean, this is one that, okay, this dial is definitely busier than the JLC. I'll give it, I'll give the JLC that.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But I still think it works. I still think it's beautiful. It's so sporty. I just love it. It's incredibly expensive. It's like over $88,000, which it should be. It's made out of like,
it's
I think
solid gold.
Yeah, it's solid 18 karat rose gold. It is really thin though. It's 8.1 millimeters thick. So that's actually fairly thin for this watch. But yeah, I won't go into the details because it's not really a brand new watch, but yeah, that is my second pick. So I really like this one.
No, I agree. It's stunning. I like the idea of the ultra thin too, because I did see a picture of this on the wrist. That was one thing. Like the JLC, I really am curious to see how it fits on the wrist. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I saw a picture of this on the wrist, and it is incredibly thin for everything it has to offer, which I'm just a big fan of Vacheron. Like I am too. Finally got to see them in person when I was in Las Vegas last year, and it's just there's so much detail. Like it's absolutely incredible. I see why they're so highly coveted, honestly.
Yeah. I'm becoming a bigger and bigger fan, and I'm really into integrated bracelets right now. Like I've been looking at lots of watches. Of course, I've been looking at everything since I've been home, but I have been looking at a couple of watches that have the integrated bracelet that would be more in my price range, and looking at some of like the IWCs, the Ingenieurs, I really like, and those were like Gerald Genta designed initially and kind of taken off from IWC from there, but. Yeah, I'm not a huge like Nautilus fan. I'm okay with the Royal Oak a little bit more so than the Nautilus, but it's hard for me to really love an integrated bracelet. You have to really do it right, and I love the way that Vacheron does it. I'm a huge fan. All brushed. I don't like a lot of polish, and so I really appreciate that. But yeah, it just looks so good.
I'm very jealous right now.
Do you have your backup? Do you have backup?
I do, but I had the perfect 3. I feel like
I'm
sorry. Fine, whatever. Moving on. Whatever.
You're probably gonna pick the next one I had next, so it's fine.
I hope so. I hope you're heartbroken. So my second pick is the Cartier Privé Tank Asymmetry. I don't know.
That sounds close.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. The one in rose gold. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, this watch is amazing. Absolutely obsessed with it. So the rose gold has the gray dial, and then it has like a gray strap as well. They call it an anthracite, and it is absolutely stunning. So what's really cool about the asymmetric is that it was originally launched in the 30s, like to kind of get away of both a round and a square shaped watch. So this one is asymmetrical. It's actually a parallelogram. Shout out, because I actually remembered what that meant when I was doing my notes. I was like, oh shit, like could not believe that I remembered that. So my geometry teacher would be so proud. So it's really just, I love the case design on these and the shape. They're just so kind of funky. Like it's supposed to have been designed so it was much easier to read. So it's 26.2 millimeters wide, but then the lug to lug is 47.15. So I think that's just kind of this really cool shape and size. It's a manual wound movement because it is pretty thin as well. This is limited to 100 pieces, unfortunately. Also, unfortunately, it is priced at $26,400. So,
Ooh.
will not be adding that to my collection. I do like again, similar to Cartier, just kind of in general. Like, we're so used to seeing like the blue sapphire on the sides. This one, it looks like it actually has a piece of anthracite on the side because it's a like kind of darker blue color. I'm obsessed with this watch. I absolutely love everything about it. It's perfection.
That's really nice.
Also, is that your next pick?
No, it wasn't.
Ugh.
I'm actually my next pick. I'm kind of disappointed.
Last pick. You have to like nail it.
I know. Well, I just read something that I didn't really like about my last pick, and now I'm really disappointed. So, my last pick that I had was the Luminor Marina Gold Tech from Panerai. And
Okay.
I just happened to scroll down here looking at the specs. This mofo is only rated to 50 meters. Only 50 meters. Like, what the hell? 50 meters. That's it.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm expecting, I mean, you want at least 100 on a freaking dive watch. Now, granted, this is a rose gold case.
Nobody dives in it.
I know. And it comes on a leather strap. This is more of their, like, dressier option. It's the rose gold blue dial.
That blue is amazing,
and
though.
This really frustrates me because I think last year, was it the last year or the year before, they did the Duet line, which I really loved. And those have even less. They're like 30-meter water resistant. They're like splash resistant. And I just like, that just irks me so much because I really do love that line. So yeah, I'm going to stick with it. This is my last pick.
Okay, so you're sticking with it.
Nothing really special about the watch. It's a typical Luminor. I mean, it's in a rose gold case, 44 millimeter. Nothing, again, special that they did with these other than they extended, that warranty out. But it is pretty. It's beautiful. I love the blue dial and the rose gold. I think that's a winner. Obviously, I like that color scheme. I picked the Vacheron as well.
Blue and rose gold are perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, I'm going to stick with it. I'm really disappointed about that, though, man. That's a big bummer. Freaking, what are you thinking, Panerai?
Get them.
All right. So what is your last pick?
All right. So my final pick for my 3, I'm just going to say I'm sorry ahead of time on my pronunciation. So, and I'm going to skip one of the words of the name because I have no idea where to start. Don't make me laugh. It is the Hermès La Heur de la Luna. I got the Luna part. I know that. So this watch, it originally debuted last year. I was in love with it last year when it debuted, and now it's out again with 5 new dials. Like it has like a lunar meteorite dial and a Martian meteorite. I actually like the one that has the Black Sahara meteorite. I just think it's an absolutely stunning dial display. I love this watch. I loved it last year. Like I said, it has a dual moon phase indicator, which shows both the northern and southern hemisphere.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's so cool. And again, I love that moon phases are really making a big splash lately. It's the most impractical complication. I never would use it. I don't know anybody who actually uses their moon phase.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did you see somebody? Oh man, who was it that did the tide complication? Who did that? Did you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I forgot.
Who did
That's
that?
really well. Maybe if you're a sailor, that might be useful instead of checking your phone.
Yes, I was trying to find out who did it.
No, this watch is crazy though. This Hermes is just
stunning. It is big. It's 43 millimeters, but I think it has to be because you have 2 huge moon phases.
I want to see this thing in action.
I want to see it in person.
Yeah,
so bad. I would absolutely love to see it in person. I'm really trying to find. I think it was IWC. Oh, it was IWC who did that.
Probably. Yeah, they're big into sailing and stuff.
It's the IWC Portugueser Yacht Club Moon and Tide.
Okay.
It's for the yacht club. So, but yeah, no, I love this. I love the Black Sahara meteorite. I think it's stunning. It has this really cool textured pattern to it that I really adore. And I like, go ahead.
What do you think of so the lugs don't match? Like the top lugs and the bottom lugs are completely different. Does that bother
I wish
you?
you never had pointed that out because now it bothers me.
Mm-hmm. They're not the same.
Damn it.
Dang, now you'll never be able to wear it.
I mean, let's be honest. It's priced at $54,000, so
It's
I don't
actually
think
not bad.
Oh, really?
I actually thought that would be more, to be honest with you.
Kat thinks it's a bargain. So, let's see what Jonathan thinks. But no, I absolutely adore this watch. So, except for the fact that the looks don't match. And now that's all I'll see. So both of us are disappointed in our last round. Dang it.
Oh,
I blame
man.
you.
That's okay.
All right. Well, so that's our Watches the Waters draft pick. Thank God we didn't go past 3 rounds because I don't know that there was much else that I was absolutely.
Well, yeah.
We were
and I'm
originally
glad
going to do 5.
I know. I'm so glad too because I mean, like you said, I was looking through the catalog of everything that had come out and I just didn't see anything that was like, ooh, I really like this watch. I mean, there was a couple, but as far as something that I personally would actually wear, there wasn't a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot.
Do you think that brands held back this year?
I do. I really do. I honestly felt like they probably had more. Like, I have a feeling that Panerai had more, but they only released a few. Maybe they're saving some for next year. Maybe they may release something later on in this year. I don't know. But I feel like several brands I didn't see as much as we could have. So I don't know. I do think they held back a little bit personally. What about you?
I mean, it would be understandable for them to hold back. Like,
Yeah.
I like that they still did something, but I could see not putting out your big heavy hitters, maybe right this second because of what's going on. The reality is as much as we want everything to go back to normal, it's not like it's magically going to happen. Like so here in Tennessee, our stay at home lifts on the 1st. It's not like everything's just going to be all hunky dory right after that and normal. I mean, economies are hurting, businesses are hurting, and it's going to take a long time for people for the majority of people to buy luxury items, I feel like.
True. I do think, though, the people that are buying these watches are probably doing okay right now, and they will still sell. Yeah, I think they'll still sell what they imagine they would. As far as the platform, we'll see if this, if it did well or not, and we'll see if it's around next year in the same sort of format. Again, I think we just weren't totally impressed, and to be honest, I really didn't follow it the second day at all, so I can't speak for someone that was on there watching as things were coming out. I know several people were, but these aren't like my brands, like these aren't the ones that I really get excited about, not like Basil where it's like Rolex and Tudor and Nomos and all of the brands that I'm very passionate about and that I would actually buy and wear. So I feel very differently about it too, coming from that standpoint.
Very true. I was pretty disappointed in the selection of ladies' watches, but
there was quite a few though.
There was quite a few, but they were
the typical.
They were traditional ladies. Yeah,
they definitely were.
Like Piaget did like a whole thing of diamond everywhere watches.
Oh yeah, I just kept scrolling. I kept scrolling through all of those. I was like, nope.
Yeah, I think Cartier is really kind of the only. Bon Mercier, I think that they did a couple of decent ladies watches.
They had some nice ones.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I was so Zenith nailed it. Early in the year as far as ladies watches. I
would have liked to seen
really hopeful that this is gonna be the year. So
I would have liked to seen more from IWC. I was a little disappointed with their selection that they came out. I thought it was super safe. Nothing really struck out to me. It
was all just variations of the Portugieser.
Yeah, it pretty much was. There was one that I did like that came on a blue rubber strap that I did enjoy, but yeah, I was expecting a little bit more from them because that's a brand that I do tend to look at a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't know what's next in the industry. I don't know.
What do we have next? Wind up?
Nothing. Wind up Chicago.
That I'm excited about.
Still fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed that Wind Up Chicago happens. We'll be there.
We will be there for sure.
We'll be there even if it doesn't happen.
One way or the other. Yeah.
If y'all want to meet us, come to Chicago.
Let's just hang out in Chicago. We'll just have a big watch meet.
Yeah.
instead of wind up. We'll make it work.
We'll have fun.
Yeah.
It'll be like just a getaway weekend. If it doesn't happen, I'm not too bummed about it. I mean, the tickets were so cheap that we just couldn't not buy them. So.
Yeah, for sure. Totally.
No, still, I mean, I am like really hoping that does happen because I'm excited to actually make it out to one of those.
I just want to meet everybody that we talk to all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like I love that. I love how Justin from Monto puts it. You know, it's not the watches, it's the people, and I truly feel that. You know, there's so many amazing people that we talk to. You know, both brands and you know every collector and every hobbyist and enthusiast that we talk to too. Yeah, like this industry has some of or this hobby has some of the coolest people. That's how we met. So
I know.
Yeah, I love the people in it. Aw. All right, I'll stop being cheesy and emotional. It's fine. I'm just in my feelings, okay?
I know, it's
sitting
late.
Here in the closet, sitting on the floor, like, I'm just in some feel. It is late. I do get a little emotional when it's late.
Same.
And I'm tired.
Same.
Great.
I never laugh harder than I do when it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm on my phone on TikTok. Like I will have never laughed harder in my life. Like TikTok, I don't know what it is about.
Be the death of me. I have to delete TikTok before I go back to work.
Yeah, I actually haven't been on there in probably a week, but yeah, it's just like you get really delusional and just kind of goofy late at night. And I'm just like trying not to wake my husband in the next room. And I don't know. It's just so funny. Some of those videos just crack me up.
Oh, man.
We need to do like a 10 and 2 TikTok.
Oh, God.
We'll just do some funny stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, we'll see.
Let's scratch that. I don't want to have to keep up with another social media.
Oh, man.
Also,
I don't want to have to go ahead.
I think Adrian and the Ricks have one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything from him in a while.
The fact that Rick had a TikTok before we got a TikTok.
I know. That's crazy.
I still don't actually have like a TikTok account.
Oh, you're just
I just lurk.
Oh, okay.
Which is a struggle because I can't follow like because now I have people that I like and I can't follow them without having an actual account.
Oh,
it's a real struggle.
That little old man, what is his name? Leslie? Is it Leslie Jordan? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
He's real Southern. Oh my gosh. Yes. I love him. I've never seen him before except for when I got TikTok. Apparently he's been in shows and other stuff. He's an actor. I had no idea, but he's pretty much me in an 80-year-old man's body, I feel like. Or maybe I feel like I am an 80-year-old. I was talking to someone else today on Instagram. Yes. I was like, I think I am like an 80-year-old in a 29-year-old body. I really do.
I take joint supplements for a bad knee and a bad hip, okay? Literally all of this sitting around all the time. My hip has been bothering me more the last like 6 weeks than it has in so long. Like I have to stretch so much right now because my hip is really bothering me.
Man,
so
I'm sorry.
I am an old lady. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, you know, I was just thinking like, I don't know. It'll probably be 2 months before I go back to work since all this happened. And
yeah.
Man, I'm going to be really rusty. Like, I feel bad for my patients because I'm going to be like stretching them and it's going to be like, because it's something that you feel, you get the feel of it, right? And it's like, I'll be like a student all over again. Like I haven't like massaged anyone. I haven't stretched anyone. It's been a while.
Y'all pray for Kat's patients.
They'll be all right.
All right, let's wrap this up because now we're just talking about
just rambling.
Now we're rambling.
Y'all can tune us out. It's fine. Just end the show.
Just end it. Yeah. End it 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so we will have links to everything that we've talked about on our website, which is www.10and2.com. Make sure you're following us over on Instagram at 10and2 Media. Make sure you use the hashtag 10and2 because we repost pictures on Sundays in our stories, and they're getting ridiculously good and hard to choose from.
I know.
But we post some of our favorite pictures that use that hashtag every Sunday. So it's just a lot of fun just to kind of be able to keep up with, everybody's photography and watches and whatnot. So Yeah, just follow us along.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I guess we'll be talking to you guys soon.
All right. Bye, y'all.
All right. Bye, y'all.